Thank you. I'm realizing what step 3 means.
What means?
Step 3, what it feels like, more than what it means, actually.
Want to know what step 4 means? Being really good at step 3.
I know, I'm right there.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that. Actually, as I was understanding just before you picked me, I thought I was in step 3, or realizing that I was feeling that, but then realized I was coming into step 4. So,
yeah. You know what step 5 is?
Yeah.
Step 5 is seeing something I don't want, feeling the negative emotion about it for a minute until I remember that it's all right, that step 1 is a good step 2.
Yes. Yeah. It keeps going. I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that as we're talking about objects or timing, how we can often feel like we're going the wrong way and getting those negative emotions and trying to figure out where we are with them. But I also want to talk about the other side of the spectrum with overwhelmment and feeling overjoyed. Because often when I'm listening to recordings, and even as I've sat here, I've felt those moments of tears coming and knowing that I'm so close to where I want to be and finding myself catching that alignment. And I just want to chat a little bit more about what that overjoy feeling is.
Well, you have to play with it yourself to feel how edgy it is and which side of that fulcrum it's on, whether it feels more joyful than not. And we can feel with you that it is more joyful, and so we're going to define for you what it is. It is in the moment awareness of what you've put in the vortex coming into your experience. It's just satisfaction on steroids.
Yeah.
Satisfaction comes from only one place: having an intention and moving in the direction of it. And your vortex is full of all of your intentions. So when you move in the direction of it, it always feels good. We can give you an even better sense of what it is. Earlier we were talking about how there can be a moment in time where there's so much active in your vibration that is currently active within you, or right on the brink of being active within you. We can't even find a way of defining time small enough. In one instantaneous moment in time, a whole lot that's in your vortex is being realized by you. Like your worthiness and your knowledge, but even more. Your infinity, your eternalness, but even more. Your can't get it wrongness, but even more. That everlasting love that is really you. All of that energy that creates worlds being channeled into this moment in time. This moment in time is almost not big enough to house all of that knowing. It's like living a lifetime in a moment. It's like being all that you are for just a moment, in a moment, letting it all in just a moment. That's got to be step 6, really.
Yeah. Agreed. So as we're moving into that feeling of living that lifetime in one moment and then coming back to the brink.
Give a little more.
So
coming back to the brink.
Because we're always living on the brink, right? Or maybe not. We're not always on the brink, but we come from step 1 to the brink. And I guess I just wonder, what's the best way to...
Well, let's make that brink. Let's soften that line.
Okay.
And let's say some subjects way over the brink, some subjects a little further from it, because it's really fluid. And it is defined by how deliberately you've been trending toward feeling good. Since several of our co-creative partners have been playing with the process of the inactive box, where you feel some negative emotion and you recognize there's something going on here that I would like to deactivate. But every time, or most every time you try to deactivate something, you just activate it. But if you're in step 5 and you have this intention to soften that because you can feel it doesn't feel so good, so that you're deliberately rendering inactive things that were in your high school yearbook because you're not still looking through it every day, or render it inactive as you stumble on a memory or have an experience. So you are cleaning up your vibration or deliberately coming into alignment. What begins to happen to you is that the out of the vortex becomes less of an issue to you, because you know you can get any time you want to, and you know it's not wrong not to be in it. You let yourself dance joyfully between step 1 and step 3 with no judgment. And you see, that's the part where you depart from your inner being, where your inner being does not go with you. You can be having an experience that you don't want, but it isn't at the moment that you then criticize yourself for it. I should not be having this negative emotion. Oh, there's nothing that will cause you to not be a match to your inner being faster than denying how important it is that you get to explore contrast. Think about it. Oh, let's stay here for a little bit. Think about, we're over time, but we're going to do this anyway. Think about it. If you can soften that, pointing the finger of blame at yourself or someone else, think about the benefit that it would be to anyone who could do that, who would not need people to line up in particular behaviors in order for them to feel good. Think how many people would stop the battle if they really understood that not only can't they get them to stop doing whatever it is they're doing, but it's not a good idea to even try, because step 1 is a good thing. And just because there's a disagreement, yeah.
Well, I'm in love with step 1 and every other part of this journey, and I'm just thankful to be here. Thank you so much.
We appreciated this conversation. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.